And here I was thinking that Temple fans actually appreciated us, maybe even liked us just a little bit. I mean, we took Al Golden off of their hands. We prevented them from hiring Manny Diaz, and we all know how that worked out. But I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. Apparently, I disrespected Temple a little bit too much, and they decided to write an article about me, about Miami fans. Let's take a look at this thing and dissect it and see what you guys think. What's going on, Canes fans? Just one brief announcement before we dive into this thing. Do not forget that starting in June, the first Friday, we will begin the Miami Hurricanes 2023 game-by-game live simulations on NCAA 14 with the revamped mod. So that means updated graphics, up-to-date rosters. And what we do is we do a live stream and we treat it like a real game. It's literally game day. We do CPU versus CPU, Miami versus each opponent on the 2023 schedule, and we see what the game comes up with, what the actual final regular season record will be according to NCAA 14 with updated rosters. So you do not want to miss that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This will be the third or fourth year in a row that we've done it, and it's always a really good time. It is so much freaking fun, and I'm very excited about it. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump on over to this website. It's apparently called Temple Football Forever. So this is a site that talks about Temple football. I didn't realize that there was that much to talk about when it comes to Temple football, that, you know, it's worth having an entire website dedicated to it. But I guess their 9 or 10 fans that follow the program want to stay up to date, you know, with how everything's going with the team. So, you know, I get it, man. So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. Shout out to Danny, a.k.a. DBC, a.k.a. Danny Boy, a.k.a. Daniel, man of many names. He tagged me in this article, let me know that it existed on Twitter, so shout out to you, Danny. And I want to know down in the comment section below if you guys, you know, agree with whoever wrote this or agree with me or how you feel about it. So let's just see what they have to say. To give you some extra context in case you didn't know, I did a way too early 2023 season prediction for the Miami Hurricanes. I went game by game, gave us a W or an L, gave a little bit of information as to why I thought we would get the win or loss. But just remember that it was in May, so it's my way too early season prediction. And I gave Miami a win against Temple, and I did say that, you know, this should be a relatively easy game. You know, I mean, we should take care of business against Temple. Yeah, we lost to MTSU, but we're hoping that was an anomaly. That was something that we're not going to have to deal with any longer. Let's just jump into the article. Check it out. It's templefootballforever.com. I am going to read it because we're going to see what they had to say, but, you know, check them out. You can leave a comment on their article if you want to. But it's titled Temple's New Cockiest Foe, Miami. And they link my video, and I do appreciate that. That's very thoughtful, and I'll link your website and stuff down in my video as well. But let's see what they have to say. Let's just read it right out of the gate here, man. They took one of my things that I said and quoted it. I'm just saying it should be an easy win. Spoiler alert, it should be. Temple is not a good football team. They're not. Let's keep going. Miami vlogger Coach Coop. Okay, let's get into this. Pro tip. If you were a blogger or a vlogger and your own team got blown out at home by Middle Tennessee, don't make pronouncements regarding any future opponent the next year. We know we lost to Middle Tennessee. We know that is unforgivable, and we will never live it down. Mario Cristobal got a signature loss instead of a signature win in his first season in 2022. We don't sleep on any opponent, ever. That's one of our mottos around here. But at the end of the day, facts are just facts. And if you think that Temple, we're talking about a team that, you know, competes regularly with like Tulsa, UMass, Lafayette. Like, that's what their schedule looks like. If you are thinking that I'm going to put Temple in the same league as Miami just because we lost to MTSU in Mario's first year, You are sadly mistaken, because I am not going to do so. This is already a load of verbal diarrhea that I am reading out loud here, but that's okay. Let's continue. Let's trash talk is good for college football. You won't see any sentence in this space disrespecting any 2023 Temple opponent, even though the schedule is the third easiest in college football. We'll take a look at it here in just a moment. I don't think I disrespected Temple. I honestly don't think I did. I think I was just being honest and real. The mantra at Temple should be to respect everyone and fear no one. That, however, doesn't seem to apply to a certain foe this year for Temple, Miami. Okay, for many years, Temple's cockiest foe was Penn State, and the Nittany Lions had plenty of reasons for it. Until Temple's 27-10 win in 2015, the Lions had not lost to the Owls in the prior 74 years, although they played to a 7-7. Who cares about any of this? When AAC defending champion Temple went on the road and lost by a touchdown to Big Ten champion Penn State the next season, a lot of the cocky... Where's the Miami talk? We don't care about Temple versus Penn State. The respect doesn't extend as far south as Miami, which has a number of fan YouTube channels. The number one from a subscriber perspective channel is Coach Coop, and he dismissed Temple out of hand with his preseason rundown of the Miami schedule last week. So here we go. They're going to quote me again. Let's see. Next up, we face off against the Temple Owls, who went 3-9 last season, which they did, and have won a combined 7 games over the last 3 years. Also a true statement. Coop said, not a good football team, but it's going to be that MTSU argument all over again. We're going to hear that all season and every season from now on, as long as Mario Cristobal is the head coach, until we prove otherwise consistently. No lies detected in said statement. It is what it is. This should be an easy win. Crazier things have happened. See, I cover my booty here. Crazier things have happened to us, but I'm just saying it should be an easy win. Let's keep going. And then he says that was it. That's all the screen time that Temple deserves. We only won 2 more games. I'm not making excuses for us, but I'm talking about you. I ain't talking about me. I'm not talking about Miami. I'm talking about you, who went 3-9 last season. Who did you beat? I'll wait. No mention. Oh, here we go. Okay, I've tried to not read all of this article here. No, because I didn't want to spoil it. So here's the comeback. Here's the argument for Temple that this website has. Let's see. No mention of the fact that quarterback E.J. Warner was the Rookie of the Year in the best G5 league in the country. Can we plug in the Cake W laugh guy right here? Can we do it one time? Right there. Right there. Oh boy. Okay, now here's the deal though. I mean, E.J. Warner is Kurt Warner's son, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but I do believe it's Kurt Warner's son. That doesn't equal greatness because you have, because of who your dad is, but yeah, I'll give him that. Okay. There's some big names in the family. No mention how improved the Owls were over the second half of the season. Excuse me, what? Hold on. This might be time to take a look at the Temple schedule here from last year. So no talk about how improved Temple was in the last half of the season. Well, this is a little more than half, but let's take a look after the bye week. Lost to UCF 70-13. Lost to Tulsa. Lost to Navy, which I'm sure you're going to pump your chest out about because it was an overtime game. You beat USF. Lost to Houston. Lost to Cincinnati. Lost to ECU, which was a close game by 4 points. You're also probably going to be all hyped about it. You won 1 game in the second half of your season. It doesn't tell the entire story. I'm sure there are some great stats from some of your football players here, but at the end of the day, an L is an L. You won 1 game. I'm not talking about Miami. I'm talking about you. You won 1 game in the second half of your season. Maybe they did improve, okay? Like, we could look at the stats if we really wanted to dive deep. Let's continue. No mention that they took, now here we go, took a Navy team that beat UCF, objectively a better team than Miami, to overtime. Okay. Okay. You did. Anyways. When Warner just started to get good, or the fact that Warner put up 500 plus yard passing games against better teams than Miami, Houston, and ECU in the last part of the season. You can't expect Coop to know that or even care. So your quarterback put up 500 plus passing yards against teams that are better than Miami, like Houston and ECU. So you hung with Navy. Dang, bro, you hung with Navy? Like, you lost in overtime by a touchdown, but you hung with that squad. They went 4-8. Dang, but you hung with Navy? Sheesh, man. I think that's what all the young kids say in today's times. Sheesh. I'm impressed. Color me impressed, dog. EJ Warner, let's take a look at his stats from last year. 60% completion percentage. Okay, not bad. I'll give credit where credit is due. 3,000 passing yards. That's huge. That's actually really solid. That is. 18 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. We compare that to Tyler Van Dyke's performance, which we all know was relatively poor last year. A little bit higher completion percentage, but only 1,800 yards compared to a little over 3,000. 10 touchdowns compared to 18. And then 5 picks, though, compared to 12. But, I mean, 3,000 passing yards. You're throwing the ball pretty often there. Your quarterback seems like he's okay. I understand why you're hype about this guy. But you're telling me that you believe that you... Let's continue. I'm almost at a loss for words at this point. Like those games against Penn State, Temple is going to have to earn Miami's respect. You absolutely are going to have to earn Miami's respect. You've won a combined 7 games in the last 3 years. Yeah, you are. We're not going to sleep on you. We're going to prep for you just like we prep for every other team. And I came out and predicted 7-5. So I'm not even a cocky Miami fan. I'm getting blasted, verbally assaulted for my prediction. But there is no way that I am going into this season thinking that we are going to struggle with Temple. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I don't guarantee anything. But I don't think we're going to struggle with the Owls. Just for giggles, we went into Coop's Wayback Machine and found this gem discussing the upcoming game against MTSU in the 2022 season exactly 11 months ago. Now, I had to eat crow for that one. I drove all the way to Middle Tennessee State's campus to throw up the U in front of their sign and turn around and leave. It was like a 3-hour drive for me. So 6 hours total drive time to throw up the U, disrespect them. They put it in the newspaper, and then I drove all the way back home. But you can't tell me that at that point in time that anybody would think MTSU would stand any chance at beating Miami. Tell me I'm wrong. Hindsight's 2020. Of course, it's easy to joke about it now. They literally printed T-shirts. It was like their national championship that they beat Miami. And hats off to them because they took us out behind the woodshed and beat us to death. I won't sugarcoat that. I'm pissed and still pissed about it, and I'll never forget it. I won't. We're going to have to win a natty. That's going to be the only way we can erase that loss is winning a national championship. And then even then, other fan bases are still not going to let us live it down. But nobody saw a loss coming to MTSU. There is no way that anybody predicted that, not even MTSU fans. Let's be real and honest here. I'm just going to be honest with this. This should be an easy dub. Yep, for the Canes. I don't even need to say anything else about that football team. So they're trying to say there's some foreshadowing going on here. They're saying that Coop said this about MTSU. They lost. Coop said this about Temple, so we're going to beat Miami. If you want that false sense of confidence, if that makes you feel better about yourself and your little G5 football team, then you can have that. I'll let you have it. Coop had to eat those words. We're not saying that Miami is going to be an easy dub in this space. We are just saying that if Warner looks like the guy he did against ECU and Houston, okay, the Owls have more than a puncher's chance, and that's all they can ask for at this point. And of course, they put the picture of my thumbnail of MTSU celebrating at Hard Rock, as they deserved. As they freaking deserved, man. I mean, what do you want me to say? So there it is. Looks like some people commented on it. Can't tell if it's Miami-based or Temple-based. Looks like some people making fun of education at Miami, which I don't really think that you're going to throw shots at that. Like, do you know what it's like to get into the University of Miami and graduate from the... Whatever, bro. Whatever. So let me know your thoughts, your opinions down in the comment section below. I stand by what I said. Yeah, I'm saying this in May, and maybe I'm singing a different tune as the season rolls around. But man, listen, when I look at your schedule and I look at our schedule, it's a night and day difference. We play a couple of cupcakes. Yeah, we lost to MTSU last year, but I'm telling you, we ain't losing to Temple, bro. And again, I'm not making any promises right now. Anything could happen. We lost to MTSU. Anything could happen. But Temple, bro, nah. You know what? I'm gonna come out here and say we win by 3 touchdowns or more against Temple. You know what? I'm just gonna come out and say it. We're starting to trash talk like this in May. 3 touchdowns or more. Victory for the Canes going up against Temple next year. Write your next article about that. Let me know how you guys feel down in the comment section below about this thing. Remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.